chance to share it out. That went so fast.
That was very quick, actually.
It really was.
It's the fastest 30 seconds.
Be grateful that you're no sitting looking at your phone and forgetting to put up the timer.
I was just shouting at Hazel. Everybody shut up. I'm online. I'm online now. Shut up, everybody. We're going live.
That's what you said to people.
That's what I said to Hazel, but people must have heard it. Hiya, Joanne. I hope you're doing well.
Hey, Joanne.
Hope you're doing well.
Happy Shrove Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Happy Shrove Tuesday, everybody.
All right,
I've not even had a pancake yet.
Dan, you just throw the pancakes over your face, don't you? Use it as a face mask.
That is true. Use it as face masks. I look like, what's his name, at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Leatherface.
Leatherface.
Oh, God. Can't take you anywhere, can we, Jack?
Only back to apologise.
What? I apologise.
I only take me back to apologise.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, see, I'm a bit dim. I'm a bit slow.
Oh, dear, I've upset somebody. 3 down the 3.
Yeah, what you done to him, Dad?
I don't know if I upset.
Everyone.
Well, at least we've got 3 in the chat, haven't we?
Yeah.
Who's in the chat? We know Joanne's in the chat.
Hey, Joanne.
What's your good GD show? Good show, that.
We are a good show. Well, this show tonight, now, I'm going to have to put up warnings because it's going to be controversial.
Kelly.
Kelly!
Hello,
Kelly!
You're now known as I'm now going to call you Kellyot.
Kellyot?
I called her Kelly. I went Kelly Elliott and then it come Kellyot.
I should punch you in the face.
Oh, everybody else does.
So this show tonight is going to be very controversial because we are talking about fakers within the paranormal. Because we're going to cover such a vast subject, we're going to do this over 2 nights.
Limber up.
Just limbering up. We don't want this to sound like we're bullying because we're not. You know, if you want to fake, that's up to you. It's what you do. It's fine. But there are some people out there that do it to do harm to people. So we are going to be covering all aspects of this. We may name names. We will try to use similar sounding names because it's not about the people necessarily, apart from a few. But we're not the paranormal police. So, you know, there is no... We can't... No one can police it. We have to be sensible in our own minds and know what is right and what is wrong and what they're trying to do. So it might get heated. It might get heated in the chat. It might get heated on here. Dan might go off on one. Probably. Lois might go off on one. I might go off on one.
Hi,
Eric might go off on one. Just the word organism. Hi, Rob. Hello,
Rob. Hey, everyone.
I hope you're doing well, everybody.
I'm going to call him Rab C. Fulton. So, and Jeremy's on.
Hi, hey, Jeremy. I hope you're doing well, buddy.
Jeremy, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome because we are talking about fakers within the paranormal.
Oh, fakers.
Fakers.
Oh, I thought it was something else.
Not bakers.
No, I thought it was bankers.
Bankers.
Or for, you know. I haven't got to spell it out, have I? Right, go on.
So, where do you want to start? Dan, the floor is yours. You go first, Dan. Go on, because you've been away for a while.
It's not just the faking in the paranormal. I've become disenchanted with a lot of it at the moment. I always go through sort of peaks and troughs with the paranormal. I'm full on or nothing. I'm absolutely 100 miles an hour. I love this. This is great. Isn't it brilliant? And then some twat will come along and it'll pull it all down. Then I'll go into a slump. And my slumps are people that lie, people that fake, and just smarmy, sneaky, lying bastards in the paranormal per se, really. And I'm sorry to say it, but I feel that most of them in the paranormal are of that ilk. You know, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of fantastic people in the paranormal. We've worked with them and work with them still. There's some lovely people in the paranormal, but there are some snides, and it does my head in. And the thing is that people like us, I'm not proclaiming I'm an expert. I couldn't do that by any stretch of the imagination.
No, you can't be one of the proclaimers.
Exactly. Well, there you go. Then I'll walk 1,000 miles. But I'm not proclaiming to be an expert. I couldn't do that because there's no such thing apart from somebody like a parapsychologist who is the closest thing. But the thing that does me up, hiya, Jamie.
Hello, mate. Sorry I'm late.
That's right, mate. The thing that really gets on my nerves is that we do our best to be as honest and as credible as possible. Even to the point where if we get activity, if we can't sort it, we chuck it out. Even though we know that it's activity, if we can't produce that as activity, we won't show it, right? But then on the other hand, you've got people that are just faking, making stuff up, purporting to activity where having activity where it isn't, and it's just I'm just losing. I'm losing the spark at the minute, really. Because there seems to be an awful lot about, and it seems to be Facebook, TikTok, right across YouTube, all of those, and it's a double-edged sword. Social media, you know, when it's used properly and it's used respectfully, great, but people exploit it, and no more so than a lot of the paranormal community. And I've had enough of it, and I get sick to the back teeth of these self-proclaimed experts. You know,
Rita, we love you too.
I'm just sick to the back teeth of these self-proclaimed experts, people that are going around shouting the odds about how great they are, all patting each other on the back. It reminds me of the Oscars. They're all patting each other on the back, but you know, it means nothing. And I've just had enough of it to this point.
Hi, Bobby.
Hi, you Bobby. Hi, you Brian. Hi, you Rita.
Dan.
Hi, Jeremy.
Jeremy's saying that he knows exactly what you mean. He's been feeling disenchanted for some time. That's why he's been putting up so much focus into non-paranormal projects lately.
Exactly, and but you're like me, Jamie. You're in it for the long haul. You're old school, and you're going to be in it forever. But like you, I need to find out an extracurricular activity, as it were, because I put all my focus into this, and then when I see these idiots online doing what they're doing, hi you and that, then what it does is it just pulls me down, and then it's the house of cards.
Right, let's break this down. So I know Lois is chomping at the bit, so we're going to go with Lois first, right? So I want to talk about these people that go on social media thinking they're a star, filming everything, whether they're urbexers or whatever. Let's do the urbexer thing. Let's call them that. Content creators. Is that what the new thing that they're calling themselves?
No, they call themselves now para-urbexers.
Oh my God. Go on, Lo. Floor's yours.
Well,
she's gonna.
Lo and behold, would you imagine I was looking forward to this show? I don't know why I'm talking this, because I don't normally talk this. Oh boy.
Yeah, you do.
Urban explorers, I don't mind, right? People get pissed off with urban explorers, right? And they say they're trespassing, right? But I have a very strong opinion about this, right? See if somebody buys a building and they maintain it and they look after it, they do things with it, then I say, okay, I say that, right, by all means, then we are trespassing, right? Because at the end of the day, somebody's obviously looking after the building and they're going out their way. Lois, I like your silly face. Thanks, Rita. So obviously, when people are trying to get into these places, right, I say, obviously, fair play, right? But if you're not looking after a building, right, you've bought a building, that is like me buying the Waverley Sanatorium, putting a wee bit of money in it, and thinking, see you later, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy. Take it easy, buddy.
Obviously, like, putting the money into it,
Thanks,
and
buddy.
then thinking, oh, you know what? I am so bored with this. Why should I look after this building? And then I don't look after it at all. See if people want to explore it when nobody is looking after it, as long as they're respectful, they're no vandalising it, they're no destroying it or whatever, then what's the fucking issue? They're not causing any harm.
No.
And as well, what people's got to remember is, right, is that if we trip, fall, break a leg, break an arm, or heaven forbid, right, anything happens to us that it is like dead serious, then that's the person's
Yeah.
decision to do that, right?
Yeah.
So see all this trespassing bullshit that people try and, you know, say, oh, they're trespassing, oh, they didn't get permission. If that person doesn't look after that building, then do you know what? What opinion should they have?
Do you think, though, Lois, sometimes these people that have these buildings, because they have these labels like grade 2 listed, or they buy a building, think they can knock that down, build whatever, sell it on, make a fast buck. I know someone that, I'm not going to mention who, has a lovely building, wanted to develop it, but couldn't because of these stamps that were all over it. So he's left it to rot. Okay. And he's put a little label, trespassers may be prosecuted, to cover his own arse because of accidents, things like that. And he has got a fence around it. He doesn't care if anyone goes in it. He hopes that they set the building on fire. That's what he's hoping, because he said to me, the building is worth more if it goes up in flames than it is as it is now, because I am not spending the money and I haven't got the money to put into that. I hope somebody sets it on fire. And that's, I'm not saying that everyone should go out and set buildings on fire. What I'm saying is, these owners do not care. If they cared, they would be doing something with the building.
And especially if that building comes with a chunk of land,
yes,
you haven't got building rights on it, but all of a sudden that building's down and you can put something in its place, then it's free market, isn't it? You can do what you want.
So I think like these people that say, because trespassing over in UK is not a civil matter. It's
not a court matter.
It's civil. It's not law.
It's a civil. It's not a court matter.
It's not law.
Yeah.
And this is why. Sorry,
if the owners don't want to take you to court, if the police come and do you for trespassing, if the owners don't want you to take you to court, there's nothing the police can do.
No.
Mm-hmm. This is why I love when so-called big names, right, hit me. Oh my God, they're trespassing. Oh, let's phone. Wait a minute. We'll phone the police. Hello, police. People are trespassing. Fuck off. It's a civil matter, you clowns. They're not going to do anything.
No.
But
I'm with you, Eric. Let's do it.
But then again,
I've got a can of fuel.
But oh my God, it's just I've got so much to let out tonight. It's like,
do you think that Parker? This is a question for you. Do you?
Well, you made a mistake there, and you're asking Parker if he thinks.
He's knackered.
He's tired.
A lot of it comes down to jealousy when they see people online going and investigating this building. They recognise it. Also, I phone the police. Do you think a lot of that is jealousy?
Yes, see. It's like getting a great venue. You know, you spent money on it, and then you get really good stuff. But then someone down the road who's not in a quite best venue will still say to you, you know, I had the best night. We got this, and this, trying to upsell what they've just done, because they know well that, just say me, you, Dan, and Lois, we went into the top-notch venue. We got loads of it. We've got the evidence, but down the road they think, you know what, let's have it. They've got this, and this, but we've only got that. Do you know what I mean? So they're trying to make themselves better than what they're worth. You know, because at the end of the day, they're only kidding themselves. You know, because they think, oh yeah, people that are good at what they do will invest time and money and stuff in
Yeah,
what
it's
they
true.
do.
It's true, Mickey.
But I don't understand why groups go round and go, yeah, well, you know, we filmed this, we've had this EVP we've got. It's a load of bollocks. I'm sorry, I'm tired and I've had a busy day, but I just think it's a load of toot. You know, you need to get your ass out of the clouds and go, we need to do something. Why, what's the point of lying? Because if it gets hold of someone that's been doing it for years, then they go, well, actually, I went there last week and we didn't get nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get it as well. And,
Do
you know,
you
and I think
do you think it's right that you have these, I'm going to call them pop-up Facebook or social media channels, right? I'm going to call it that.
Hi, Scott.
Evening, Scott.
Hi, Scott. Do you think that it's right that these people can do this pop-up channel, put on their lives, and talk and bully about people that actually go and do it? Now, I'm going to mention a name. And to be honest, this bloke is a complete and utter. Well, it doesn't matter what I think of him.
It's me, isn't it?
It's not you. Right, let's just call him. What are we going to call him? David Halfpenny? David Halfpenny.
Half
right?
job.
David Halfpenny, yeah.
Right, David Halfpenny goes out. He goes out with his team, does a load of rubbish. It's fine. If people want to watch him, that's fine. Why do we need to talk about him? Why do we need to bully him? Why do we need to threaten him? Why do we need... Who gives a rat's ass what this bloke is doing? Because I'm big enough and old enough to know it's not worth my time or effort watching this guy, because he makes a load of stuff up. He does fake everything. When he does get real stuff, he's missing it because he's too busy faking stuff. I'm not interested in what he says. If I watch it, because I choose to watch it because I'm bored, that's up to me. The onus is on me. I've chosen to watch him. I don't need to watch these other people that spring up this channel that want to, week in, week out. He's done this. He's done that. He's going here. Let's call the police. He's fallen over. The police have laughed at him. The police have moved. Who gives a rat's ass, to be honest? I think the problem comes is these pop-up channels, let's say, that want to give him this extra airtime. I would never have heard of him before until I saw that on there, and I thought, do you know what? This bloke's just comedy. I'm going to watch him for a laugh. And, you know, it's pathetic. It really is pathetic. So your thoughts on that, guys?
And I think his fans, the fans or people that watch him, they're going to be like myself, you, Dan, Lois, that actually care what we do for a hobby. We spend quite a bit of money on it, and I think, you know, to someone just do it because they think they can earn a few bucks on YouTube or whatever. I don't
see the point or purpose or rhyme or reason in making things up, creating activity where it's not, or lying in purporting to activity. What are that, apart from getting upticks on Facebook or YouTube, or the odd couple of quid? But what's the point in that? You're only lying to yourself. You're lying to the community. It's already cloudy out there, and all they're doing is they're flipping and flapping at the bottom of the water, digging up more dust and dirt, and then making it even cloudier. Why?
But then
why?
It's putting people in like better group, like people that do it properly. They're giving them a bad name as well, because they think, well, is that group going to do it, or is this group going to do it?
Yeah,
you know, it just puts everyone in circles, because in the paranormal game, as we all know, people want to be the best, but
hi Jacqueline, hi Terry.
You know, it's going to be either one. You know, you're going to get your fakers, but you're going to get actually the people that are doing it correctly get the bad name, because they're laughing at, you know, half a job down the road there, but not taking any serious of the people that are actually doing it correctly.
I've seen a lot of that lately, Rich.
I'll admit, right, I have one issue and one issue alone, right, with this one, is because he mocked a very, very serious subject. I'm not going to say David Halfpence.
Oh, right.
Well, David
okay.
Halfpence, yeah.
David Halfpence, right, yeah.
Mocked a very delicate subject. I'm not going to say what it was.
But he's not the
Um,
only one doing it, though, Lois. They're
No,
all doing it.
they're all
I've heard
doing it.
people.
They're all
I've
doing
heard other people even bring up the cancer word when there was no cancer, and to me, that's despicable. Just to get views, it's despicable. They're all doing it. It's all of them.
See, the thing is, though, guys, was the fact, right? What got me was, right, if that had to be the normal person down the street, any normal person, like God knows who did the same thing, then it would be, he's a dirty bastard, he's a prick, he's this, he's that, he's, blah, blah, blah. But because this was him, they were turning around and saying, oh, he just had a bad day. Oh, the pressure's getting too much. What the actual fuck?
Yeah.
And my argument was, well, how can you condone it for the person down the street? You throw judgments, but you condone it for him?
Yeah. There is
right.
if you're gonna pick out one, Dave, I need to say his name, Dave Halfpenny, you have to include everyone in that bubble. And there are so many that they wouldn't. And the reason they wouldn't was because half of them that are doing the same are their mates. This is what winds me up. Now,
I've heard somebody put EVPs up that's clearly their own voice, but in a hush.
yes,
Yeah, I've heard that.
And it's
that
their own
winds me
voice,
up.
and it fucking makes me, I'm sorry, it makes me so angry. And I look at them and I think, you lying bastards. What are you doing, you absolute pricks? And unfortunately, there's been an awful lot of people in the field like that lately. And it makes me angry because I go, you know what I'm like, Viv? I'll fall over myself to go, no, it weren't activity. Yeah, it's not activity. No, it weren't activity. You know what I'm like. And
I know what you're like.
I said to you the other day, didn't I? Look, you got to tell me if I'm getting, because I go too much the other way, trying to find excuses and reasons and rhymes, not looking for them. And to the point where I said to somebody the other day, I've even started to annoy myself. I've become that, that skeptical about things.
Do you think it's got to a bad place though, where I'm going to call it, people are inciting so much hate? Let these people do what they want to do. If they're faking it, let them fake it. Let them get on. But I've seen instances. This is what I've seen personally. In this hatred being incited to cause harm. Now, when I say to cause harm, somebody threatened to take their own life. That is serious. I've seen a young lad get beaten up just because of his sexuality. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And all this incitement, this hatred has come from social media, gathering these people. Yeah, they're off. And offline, they're like, oh, they're off there tonight. Go over there and beat them up. Go over there with a knife and cut him. It's getting to the point where, you know what, people just don't fucking watch him.
The thing that annoys me is that they're vicious and bullies and complete arseholes online. When you meet them, they're the nicest souls you could ever want to meet.
Yeah.
Two-faced.
And that's what
I'm not going to say that.
It's like it goes to prove a point, doesn't it? The social media does bring out by far the worst in people.
The keyboard warriors, they can't say it to your face because at the end of the day, if they say it to the wrong person, they're going to get slapped.
It's like the old joke, isn't it? The old joke about I had a word with Tyson the other day. I told him what a wanker he was, and he keeps his fist to himself, or I'd duff him up. And then I put the phone down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you're removed from a situation, you can do and say what you want because there's no repercussions.
Right. It's this particular. I can't mention what it is, but there is a lot of hatred incited on these particular pages. Let's say to go and do harm to those that are doing it. That's where I completely draw the line. It is a hobby. You don't get paid for it. Not all of us are what I call the serious investigators. It is a hobby. And when you're doing that and you're insinuating violence or I'll give you up. Stop feeding
don't
people.
Start me up and him. Oh my god, I just realised what he put up. Doing.
Yes,
'Cause I was
yes.
looking at
Shall we
Facebook.
go there? Shall we go there?
Oh boy, can I start this? Can I start
Yes,
this? Oh,
you
can I
start it. Go on, Lo. The floor's yours. Go on, Lo.
Right, I'm no scared of no fucking lawyers. Fuck his lawyers. There's the first hands up here, right? I don't give a fuck about your lawyers. Fuck the lawyers, right? What really fucks me off to some tune is when celebrities die. Let's say, what name can I give him?
The Queen.
The
Queen died.
Aye, well, no, I'm trying to give him a name because we're not using names, but
Puff.
Oh, Scruff. Scruff
Scruff.
Paranormal.
right,
Go on, Lo. Go on,
Right.
Lo.
so right, so this individual who is nothing but a fucking prick in my eyes, right? Likes when people die, right? Celebrities die, right? This person within some amount of, I seen that out the corner of my eye. This person within hours, right? Within hours of this person dying. Now, it was so hilarious that within hours, right, this person's boom, the voices came through. Now it's very, very easy, right? Like, say, like heaven forbid, right, that Dan passed away, right? I'm just using Dan as prime example. Thanks for it. And then I go by.
Don't die,
like,
Dan.
I don't want him to die either. My God, I'd be very heartbroken.
Well, let's change it to Jamie then. I feel better if you change it to Jamie.
All right, I'll change it to Jamie. Right, so Jamie, right. So it's easy for me to go back to every Simply Spooky show that Jamie appears on, takes his voice, puts it on some
They sample it
and rip it off, and manage to be able to say, "Are you here with us, Jamie?" And Jamie comes up and says, "Yes." It's easy.
He said, "Yes, I bend you like a pretzel."
I never, ever used to bother about this guy. Now, I'm not in any way, shape, form a royalist, right?
It seems that way, Eric.
I'd
He's
be
the oldest.
So, this guy, right, fucking takes every famous person there is, he makes a mock of them, they apparently come through to him, and then when the Queen died, the Queen, now in the UK, now why would that Queen want to talk to that piece of shit for a start? I don't know why. But then suddenly the Queen came through him. Like, what? So the Queen's going to, like, choose you over our own family? Right, okay then, whatever. Honest to God, the guy annoys the shit out of me because it's just like, why make a mint out of using people's voices that's famous? The guy's just a complete it's the most disregard.
Do you know the problem with him as well? The problem with him as well, Lois, is he spawned a load of others that are doing the same. And I went onto one the other day, and I had to check it because when you see something, you think that can't be right. And I went on there, and the girl who just I won't mention her name because of her family. You know the girl they just found her body.
Yeah.
She was still missing at the time, about a week ago, and he was trying to contact her
Oh,
through a ghost box.
Really?
Oh, no.
And he got in contact with her, allegedly, and I thought, how disgusting. She's got 2 kids and a family at home, and they're all.
Jamie, he's passed away, but they know. I need to get his voice. Jamie,
he's on the other side.
Call Mr. Puff.
I'd rather call Mayor like fucking Stevie. We're at Wonder.
Do you know what? I have it on very good authority. So, Mr. Huff and Danny Bigbeard used to be partners.
They did.
And I'm going back a few years now. So they used to be partners, and they created this app that enabled people to link in and speak to spirits and all the rest of it. And Mr. Huff got very greedy. They had a falling out because one did the software, one did whatever. right? For whatever reason, they had a big falling out. And so there was this great big campaign to discredit Danny Bigbeard, because he then went off and made an app called EchoVox.
That's right, EchoVox.
So EchoVox now is in direct competition with what these spirit boxes that Huff is making. And so Huff wanted Danny Bigbeard out of the picture, discredit that man, blah, blah, blah. He's shit, he's rubbish, he's this, he's that, he's the other. So Huff then can continue with what they both set out to do, create this big aura around them that brings in the bucks. Because when you buy a piece of his equipment, they are not cheap. We're talking about what?
No.
£400, £500, £600.
I bought one of
thousands.
I bought one of these for about 750 quid.
What? Jesus Christ, Dan.
I got rid of it though, because to be honest with you, it was all bollocks.
What?
But you see, this is like a money-making scam, right? So, and it's all to discredit Danny Bigbeard. Now, Danny Bigbeard, he's still doing his apps, but he's sort of, you see him now, he's quiet, he's in the background, he's smuggling on. I personally don't see anything coming out of that man's mouth or even on his social media pages. Don't do nothing.
He's just quiet, isn't he?
Whereas Huff, he's in your face every time somebody dies. Bang, he's there.
Yeah.
Look at me. And, you know,
He's
the man
made
is a
pretty penny out of
laughing
that.
stock. He's a laughing stock. And you know what? I would not, personally, I would not buy one piece of his equipment. I wouldn't even have it secondhand. If somebody wanted to give me one, I'd go online and destroy it online. That's what I would do, because I just think the guy's a joke.
I don't think.
But that's my you know, my opinion of him. Everybody else's opinion is different, but I just think that the guy has no shame. And that's where, you know, you don't need to just fake it. He just needs morals, and I don't think he has any.
I mean, when Britain is in mourning over their queen, I mean, have a bit
disrespectful.
They haven't got respect, though, have they? They haven't got respect.
I mean, it's the same as, right, you've just mentioned that case, right?
I love Raquel Welch.
That person obviously
Bless her.
had been missing for
It was Scott.
like something like 23 to 25 days, right? Now, for any person that's missing in that time, I can't imagine. I've only been through it, like,
Good Rich.
I've only really been through it like for hours, right? But it makes you feel really uptight, and it makes you feel very anxious and worried. Now, I can't imagine that family, but the amount of paranormal investigators that I've seen cash over that woman, you know, that woman, you know, it disgusts me, and it makes me ashamed to be a paranormal investigator. And what really got me, it wasn't, when I read it, obviously, I don't really know the team that first kicked it off, right? I don't really know them, right? But I know the gobs, right, that went to the paper. That's a different subject. And
we'll do that in a minute.
And that was just, I'll let Viv cover that one. But the amount of teams that I've seen cash, and it is pretty much cashing in with it, you know, it's disgusting. I mean, you're building, right, okay, back then we didn't know if the woman was alive or wasn't alive, right? But can you imagine that family building up hope? You know, somebody's, she's where? And they rush. I've had that done to me. I had somebody tell me that my son was on his way up for the train station when my son wasn't on his way up for the train station. And I built my hope up. And I went down there and he wasn't there. And that is the hardest thing ever. And I think, like missing cases in missing people in cases that span over years, as paranormal investigators, leave them the fuck alone, because you do not know the emotional damage that you're causing to the families.
Yeah. And as well, I'm also. It's not just. It's not just.
Oh,
It's not just
Sorry.
the paranormal
Oh.
teams. It's mediums as well. But we'll touch the medium side next week. We'll do mediums next week because that's another subject. But I think paranormal teams that fake, that want that spot in the press, that want to be in the papers, that want to make it on TV and fake it to do that. As somebody else said in the we had it up on the chat, no morals. No
Yeah, it's
morals
true.
at all. And I'm not talking these people that are on TV or anything like that. They just want a bloody investigation out of it. Regardless of what the families are going through or how they're feeling, they just want an investigation out of it. They'll fake stuff to make themselves look good, so they'll be asked back again and again and again. More damage. No code of conduct, as Bryce said. Nothing. I just think these people need stringing up. I mean, Dan.
No, it drives me mad. Drives me mad. It's absolutely good. And it's the same. A lot of the time, it's the same old faces, isn't it? You know, it's the same old faces.
But they don't realise the paranormal community, especially in the UK, is not as big as you think, and word gets round.
mm-hmm.
The trouble is, it seems to be a lot of these Johnny come latelys as well, doesn't it? Never heard of them from Adam. Then all of a sudden, they've got a fucking merch, a van with their name written down the side of it, selling mugs online, and like they've got 20,000. And you think to yourself, and then you got that's another thing that gets on my tits while I'm at it. These people, oh, that was an amazing bit of activity. That it's amazing. You really get good activity. No, they don't. It's bollocks, and it's clear to see it's all nonsense. You know what I mean? What can you not see? What can you not understand? It's lies. If they got that amount of activity, you wouldn't be able to sleep anywhere at night. Ghosts would be running around, banging pots and pans, chucking things on you, doing ethereal pisses on your head. The lot. You wouldn't be able to do anything. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be able to do anything. You wouldn't be able to move for ghosts. They'd be like, fucking hell, leave that alone. Don't put that down. Leave that there. Don't touch that. That's the sort of activity they're getting.
Yeah.
And
So,
it just doesn't happen.
Let's bring it to a TV show. Right, so the TV shows. What are your thoughts on them? Parker, do you want to go first?
I don't know, because one of them I quite like. So
Well, you can still like it.
it's
I like it. Who is it? Who do you like?
I used to watch Most Haunted quite a bit because that's how I started, like paranormal. But see, some ones that I've seen in America, they hype everything. You know, I don't know, it's quite a sad subject because it's just, I don't know, it just really annoys me talking about it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's so frustrating for someone that, like Viv said, it's a hobby. You know, it's not cheap what we do.
It is, Michael.
Yay.
And
sorry, I just pinned the thumbs up for Michael. Sorry.
You know, so it's quite hard because it just really frustrates me. You know, like all the, like some of the YouTubers and that. It was where I remember watching one when Paul, you know, the fella out of Fast and Furious died.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Couple of weeks later, he went to where his crash was and did an EVP, and he was like, "Paul, was that you?" And he's been to like Michael Jackson's house, and it's just like, what? Just leave him be. Do you know what I mean? That's where I think that's where the disrespectful like comes in. You know, if someone was doing it to your family, you know, you want to go and string them up and kick 2 bells of shit out of them. You know, put a lawsuit against him for being a dick. But no, I don't know, Viv, to be fair. It's quite hard. That's quite a hard subject, if you know what I mean. For me personally, anyway.
What you know?
again, I've never really watched ghost shows because everything that I've ever wanted to do was through personal experience and through watching people doing lives. Though I'm going to speak on behalf of Mr. Varro because Mr. Varro hates Mr. Baggins.
Yeah.
Oh, he does, doesn't he? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I've had this conversation with Ian. The problem is, I'm sure Mr. Baggins started out with good intentions, but it's now became really bad. You know, demons, 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 and demons. Like every show, there's demons, and I've seen 2 minutes clips, and as soon as he says, "Oh, I can feel demons," there's demons here, and I'm just like, really? I'm not.
Demon,
I'm
didn't
not. I don't disbelieve that there's no demons, but what I'm saying is, it's very far in between.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
just
I think
believe it.
And I think people need to learn the difference between demons, bad spirits, and negative energy.
And the
The
naughty
three
ones. People
and
like
what
Lois that have
yes,
passed away and got that naughty streak in them. They're not bad people, they're just naughty.
that's it. I mean, if I passed away, I must admit I would grab Dan's arse as well, but I would come through in the EVP just to let you know it was me.
It's me, a demon. Just to wind him up. What about you, Dan?
Oh, I think they're all pricks. I'll be honest. No, I don't. I think that 99% of them are arses. And I don't think it's even their fault. I think what happens is that they got this idea and they run with this idea, and then they get involved with these. They get involved with these companies, and what happens is that these TV companies dictate terms to them. So it's, well, nothing's happening, so we're going to make it happen. You got to do this, you got to do that, because you're signed into a contract by then, aren't you?
Yeah.
So it makes it awkward. I think that a lot of them got good intentions to start with, but then I think that they've signed their soul away in a way to these type TV companies, and it means that their hands are tied, and they've got to jump through the hoops that they're told to. You know, I think a lot of them have got good intentions, but they just falls by the way.
Hang on, I've got to do something here. Because apparently, if we put this after our name, it'll make us very big.
What was it?
Look at your name. Hang on, let's do partner. I'm going to spell this wrong now.
Where'd you get that bit of info from?
So, where did I see that?
Oscar winning actor. Oh, clever.
We're all actors.
We're all actors.
And Parker's won an Oscar. Oh.
Exactly, Brian. Exactly.
Definitely Christine. Christine's hit it right on the head there.
It's all ego. It's all ego.
Ratings.
Yeah. Yeah, it's what they want. You got you sell your soul to these companies, and then you got to fulfill the contract.
So
don't get me wrong, the Paranormal's got got loads and loads of good people in it. Loads of people that are honest and truthful, but there's an awful lot that aren't.
I think it's 10%, isn't it?
I was going to bring this up, okay? I'm going to pick on one.
Me.
And the show... No, I'm not going to pick on you, Jay.
She's not here now.
I love you, Jay.
It's not here yet.
There is a show
not here.
that everyone must have heard of called Most Haunted. And right from the very off, from the very, very first shows, everything was faked. Now, recently, they had a building where they were doing their experience events and made it exclusive to them. So nobody else could hire the building. No other teams. It was just all done through them. And while they had this building, they decided to film a show. They put a show on. And so in the attic of this building, they have very, very old wooden beams. And they put this doll on one of the beams. It goes from floor to ceiling. They put it on the floor, put this doll there. Apparently this doll was very haunted. It came in a case, metal case. And their occultist, what's his name? I forget his name. He brings this doll in a box. And
Fred Bat.
Fred Bat, yeah, brings it in a box, and it's very, very scary, you know. Put this doll there, put a locked-off camera. Now, they rigged this doll with electronics and wires, and it had a remote control that it would just set on fire. Okay.
What, up in the rafters?
Up on the rafters. So anyway, the doll, so yeah, they were saying, oh, the doll, you know, she's very angry and all this sort of thing. Anyway, this doll, so they had the locked off camera on it, set this doll on fire remotely, but it burnt and scorched all the, you know, the wooden beam. Now, this beam is old, and it did a bit of damage up there. And when they were asked about, well, how's this happened? Of course, they play dumb. Are you going to pay for the cleanup operation? No, we're not. And then that puts it in bad stead for other teams, or the word paranormal then becomes tainted because of it. So you think about these TV shows. Yes, they have to fake stuff to make it entertaining. Otherwise, it'd be a boring show. I get that. But you do not need to damage property or people in the process of doing that. I think that is disgusting. So that's when you're taking fakery to some next level. That, I mean, so many people in the chat have said that it puts a mockery on proper paranormal investigators. Yes, it does. And even worse to a degree, there's stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't even realise, not being paid the contracted, because they sign a contract. We'll pay you this, we'll pay you that, and the money never turns up, or they'll damage property. They won't repair that.
They did East Drive. They smashed the glass sliding doors through. That Stuart fell through and smashed them. Then they threw it out the back. And when I was there, I said, well, what's going to happen? They said they're refusing to pay up.
Yeah. And
whether they did or not, I don't know. But at that point, they were refusing.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not just Most Haunted. You know, let's pick out Ghost Adventures. Ghost Adventures, fake all day long. We know about Ghost Adventures because Aaron Goodwin got a slap on the knuckles for mentioning that they did fake stuff, and you had, what's his name, Mr. Paranormal Lockdown, falling out with him over that.
Nick Groff, isn't it?
Nick Groff, yeah, he's another one that does it. You know, people say, oh, you know, he's such a nice man, he fell out with Zach. They're all doing it. Every single one of them is doing it. They're all at it. But, you know, that doesn't mean to say that the shows are not entertaining. I still love watching Ghost Adventures, even though it's a load of pants. It's a pile of pants. There's so many, and you know, it's not proper investigations. It's not. It's just. I
can't watch anything now, whether YouTube or Facebook or anything. I just can't, unless they're friends. I can't watch them because I know full well what the situation is. You know, even if they aren't, in my head, they are.
Mickey says Most Haunted got kicked off Really TV after that live. I think
Did they?
I think they were facing the acts before that, weren't they, Mickey? I'm not sure.
I did an investigation quite a few years ago at Mary King's Close in Edinburgh, and I went in there and I was talking to one of the guys that he was a paid actor there, and he's also like a guide. And I was speaking to him, and I said, "Oh, you had Most Haunted down here recently, didn't you?" And yeah, I said, "Was there much activity?" He went the first day, he said there wasn't any activity. The second day, when they brought their box of tricks down, there was plenty.
Jacqueline says she only watches Friends. Oh, what, on social media?
That's the only way to do it.
I love Mickey. I think he's brilliant. That cat works with Osborne. Oh, yes. Ozzy Osbourne. That's another one as well.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like to see some sort of independent TV or independent investigators out there. But then to do that, you've got to plough your own money into it. It's going to cost a lot of money.
Hey, Mr. Barrow.
Hi, Ian.
Hi, Ian. We love Mr. Barrow. Do you know what? I am going to say this, and it's not because Ian's on or anyone's on or because I love him or fancy him or anything like that, which is not the case at all. But I want to pick on certain aspects where TV makes a person seem like this, but when you actually meet them and spend time with them, you actually find out they're not. Now, I'm going to mention a name now. I can't remember his name.
Who is he? What's he do?
The New Yorker.
The nice guy?
Yeah.
Oh, Kano, Brian J. Kano.
Yeah.
What a lovely man.
So on the TV, he comes across, he's like, he's got this air about him and he's blah, 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 blah. And you look at him and you think, bloody idiot. You know, this is me. Switch off.
Yeah.
But then when you actually meet the guy in person,
he's lovely.
And we've had, we've been really lucky that we've been able to investigate with him, do some private stuff, sat and spent time with him, chatted with him, chewed the fat, if you like, talked about certain things. And there's more to this guy than meets the eye. But I think the TV show that he's on doesn't allow him to.
It doesn't allow him any depth because he was with John Zaffis, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And John Zaffis is obviously, if you like, the name. So the show's got to be oriented around him. So Brian got pushed to the side as a tech guy. But he's so much more than the tech guy, and he's so deep and he's so knowledgeable, but you never get to see that until you meet him and speak to him.
Another group, Dan.
Let's do it, Brian.
They can't.
We'll call ourselves We Are Not the Lying Bastards Paranormal Team.
No, you're betrothed. You're betrothed to Eric the Viking. You can't do.
Me and Eric have got a team.
The Vikings.
The Vikings, Viking Paranormal. What we do, we turn up at investigation with helmets on, waving swords. Like
that. Oh my God.
There you go, Eric.
He's in. That means.
Yeah, well, we're going to do mediums and that side of thing next week. Because I'll tell you what, we can go on for hours.
Oh God, that would be a 4 Is that because I went on a run? I bet not many people think I'm usually like this. That's definitely me. But bright lights. Don't feed after 12. That's that.
This is actually my teddy, you know. This is my teddy.
Dan, it looks like you as well.
He's good looking. He's handsome chap.
Right, so we're coming up to the top of the hour. So we're not doing any Jar of Doom tonight because we are going to continue this subject next week. But if you want to join in with us, that's fine. That's not a problem. If you want to come on the show with us and say your piece. But
Ian's got Chucky, sorry.
That's because he is Chucky in real life.
More like one of the Chuckle versions.
He is an out of the box thinker. He is. You got to bring Chucky on. Everybody's got to come on with their teddy.
Oh, go on, Dan.
We had fun. I'll do it next time.
Can we do this next week where you can?
I'll do it when we get a chance. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm doing it on lives.
Bry's coming on. He says, "Yeah, let me in."
Hi, Andy.
Hey, Andy.
Oh, thanks, Mickey.
I've got earbuds in.
Thanks, buddy.
Mickey, if you want to come on next week, let us know. Yeah, it's no problem, Bri. We can have you on if you want to talk about these fakers in the paranormal because there are just so many of them. They are everywhere. They're like a swarm of locusts.
But we must also say, as a caveat, there's an awful lot of decent people as well.
In fact, Mr. Varro, now that I've seen you...
That's very good, actually. Ian's absolutely right. You do have the Bride of Chucky look about you.
Next week, we're going to talk about that fucking Dan. I hate him. No.
No, you don't. Not when I've got him.
Oh, aye. Do you know, I'm going to get one of them and start wrestling them. Do
I'm
you
loving
know, last night when I was looking at books, Mr. Varro, there was one called The Redhead Encyclopedia, and it's all about redheads. It's so funny. It's actually so funny that he had actually said that. It doesn't matter, Brian, if we had that in the paranormal, nobody would follow it.
No.
How would you regulate that? Because
With the hammers.
there is a code of conduct for the consumer. So if you bought if you purchase a member of the public and there is a code of conduct, but it's up to the individual to use common sense. And if the common sense is not there, you can't help the individual. So
Just bend them up.
you cannot
Oh, pretzel.
regulate it. It's a hobby. It's like trying to regulate people that sit and watch these planes and write down all these numbers. Oh, you've got to get that number down right.
My
Otherwise,
dad's like that.
you can't do that. You
Oh,
can't
guys,
regulate it.
before I forget, there's a new book coming out is from Mr. Varro. Mr. Varro's writing a book on the joys of
Gingers.
being the joys of being English.
Is it?
That's what he's writing. He's writing that, guys. It's going to be a top seller. Buy it.
Well, we need the joys of being Irish because they can swear all the time. They say feck, feck. So, guys, right. So you will see in the chat there is this thing here. Click on it, and you'll be taken to a voting page. There is a page there for some paranormal awards. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that anyone's better than anybody else. But we would love it. I know we're on Things Network. If you would vote for Simply Spooky, vote for us. Vote for us. Tell your friends to vote for us. Tell your nan and your auntie and everyone to vote for us because, and the reason being, if we win, Lois has to accept the award. So the acceptance speech is going to be hilarious. So vote for us. I think you can do it more than once, Annette.
I'll put the subtitles down if we do win for Lois, all right?
All you hear is, see you, Jeremy. We beat you.
Lewis has a book coming out about how to be a total bam. Oh,
I'm pot.
I'm very surprised that you know that Scottish word, Mr. Varro. Where did you learn it from you?
Mr. Varro, I'm learning Scottish and I've learned this. Ian Varro, you're bargain tonight. You're bargain.
What?
She just tell Ian he was dirty. I don't think that he'll understand you, Viv, because he doesn't understand Scottish with him being English and all that.
Well, actually, English. He's a bit sort of here, there, and everywhere, isn't he? Really, Mr. Varro.
Yeah, I fucking hate people like that.
Right, guys, I'm saying goodbye.
You look knackered, mate. Get yourself some
Yeah,
decent sleep.
Get some sleep.
I'm gonna get my nut down. I've had a busy day and
Get some kit, mate. You working tomorrow morning?
Yep.
What time
He
you
looks
start at?
looks quite handsome tonight. What have you done that's
He
different?
looks knackered.
7:45 till 7 tomorrow.
Well, when's your day off? Get some kit.
Oh, that's Thursday. No. It's Wednesday tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mum's birthday tomorrow, so I've got a day off.
Oh, happy
Get some
birthday,
sleep.
Mum.
And then Thursday, Friday is my big short long shifts.
Go and get a
some kit,
pancake
mate.
before you get into bed. Get a pancake, put it
I
on
ain't
your
got
face.
time for that. So I'm just gonna get my nut down, I think, and then have some tomorrow from McDonald's.
I like those ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, you
So I'm
chill.
gonna say goodnight anyway.
Bye,
Night, guys.
Take it easy, mate. Take
Love
it
you
easy,
lot.
buddy.
Bye,
Love you.
lot.
Speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. And then there was 3.
And I sound like Rabsy Nesbitt's wife.
I think he just tells a load of shit.
Who
Don't
was that
listen.
cat? What was Joanne put my eyesight? That came on the show last night. We thought it was a troll. Who's that? What was that?
What came on a show? Oh, maybe this.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that was a troll, Joanne. This is us. This is us putting it up. Vote for us. We're nice.
Yeah. Don't vote MD else. Just vote Simply Spooky Network. Right?
Click on ours. Wait, what was it? She put yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell Jeremy. Shh.
Aye.
He won't scroll back and see this, so it won't matter. So Dan, what are you doing? Any good exciting things coming up? What you up to?
No, nothing.
Okay. That told me. About you, though.
I'm literally just getting off of here and then jump in for a shower and chill.
It's because she's bogging.
It's bogging. She's bogging.
She's bogging. Or the other word is clatty.
I'm getting old now. I'm still tired from the weekend's investigation.
Oh, well, you did stay up all night, so.
That is true.
It's like you're a spring chicken, used to. You're 21, busting me.
My spring is sprung, I tell you. My spring is totally broke.
She smells like a midden.
Was that a midden's a fish, is it?
Mr. Varro, just because you can't accept your English and try to hide and say you're Scottish, it's not my fault. It's not my problem.
We were Welsh at the weekend. We were doing some Welsh, and we learned. Is that good for you? Is that good for you?
He was born in Scotland? He was, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't. He was born down in England. He talks shite about being Scottish. He is Scottish. I just like him.
It was fun, like the weekend, Eric. It was good laugh. It was good.
We are bringing that character, Tony Stackwell. Will be making an appearance next Tuesday here.
No, he'll be making he'll be making an appearance on the next live. Not this, the next investigation.
Oh my God!
Because I've added to the character now.
God! Oh, it's going to be a mare.
What is like?
Go back and look at the live and just scroll it towards the end, and you'll see Dan.
Oh, it was a busy weekend. Well, busy couple of days, I should say.
You literally look like you could just kill her, Dan.
I know, it's the weekend. It's caught up with me.
So tomorrow night on a Simply Spooky Network on we have the wonderful Mr. Paul Mould of the Paranormal Collective popping in for a chat. So that's going to be really, really nice.
Good fun.
And then on Thursday, we have
no crime show.
Oh, there's no crime show.
No, because we were meant to have 2 weeks holidays and then we did the St. Valentine's Massacre. So I'm taking time off because Friday's a big night.
It is.
Friday night. Yeah.
It's Nick's birthday bash, guys. Please, please, please come and join us. It will be a scream. It will be a laugh that night.
Come and join throw some rotten tomatoes at Nick. And amuse him because it's his birthday.
Definitely.
78 years.
78?
78 years. He's big.
Wow.
I wish I was a big 3-0 again. He's a big 3-0.
You're 3-0, Dan?
He's a nipper.
Do you know how to do this voting, Malarkey? I'm not sure how you do it.
You just click on the forum and it takes you straight onto the forum, and then it gives you the list of people, and just ignore everybody else and go down to Simply Spooky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What you got on your shelves behind you?
I have got books and decorations. I've got
look like a load of dildos from where I'm sitting.
You only see 2 of them on Friday night in that scene. Do you know he'll come on Friday night and he'll give me a load of shite.
Do you know, I hope somebody writes a book that documents the fakers of the paranormal. I really hope one day that comes out. They'd have to be careful. They'd have to change names. all that sort of thing. But yeah, I hope somebody does do it.
Well, there's enough material
Can't
there,
wait.
isn't there?
Can't wait, honey.
Yeah. You know, even with photographs, like, oh, I'm gonna have to pick him up next week. That guy that faked all those photographs, Bauer. Was his name Bauer?
Who are we on about? I don't know.
That had the pack at in his camera, and he was on TV with it, and it was the same picture of the same ghost over different locations.
I actually thought you were talking about.
Is it Paul Bauer? I'll have to find out. We'll
I heard of
pick
this
it up
one.
next week. Yeah, he went to
Was
the
this
cage.
old, is it? Or
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll talk about him next week.
Different locations.
Yeah, the same ghost kept turning up.
I actually thought you were talking about Willie Pickies, but never mind.
We'll pick up on that next week.
What's his name?
But next
Packer.
I think it was Bauer.
Bauer.
And he went to the the cage, took photographs.
How long ago was this?
The Blue Boy was one of the pictures that he took.
Oh, I know the bloke.
You know him, yes.
He was banging on. He took one in the bathroom and he took one at the bottom of the stairs. It's the same bloody spirit.
And then he went
he
somewhere
took photos
else.
everywhere else. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. He's promoting himself as the world's greatest spirit photographer or something, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It was the same spirit everywhere, wasn't it?
But you have this battery pack that some cameras get. He rigged it up. There was a thing that he put in there that generated this image in front of the lens. Anyway, yeah, he was
Funny,
out.
doesn't it?
It's really funny. He made it to TV shows, the newspapers, everything.
Brilliant, though, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
Is it a single malt?
A single malt.
Oh,
They're everywhere, Joanne. They're between the States and the UK.
Yeah.
they are.
Across the world. They're all over the place.
They're,
Took
yeah.
off my pages ages ago. I think I got kicked off. Oh dear, no, it is funny that what people will do just to try 5 minutes of fame. It's just amazing. It really is.
I like looking at these ones where they have actually genuinely haven't got anything to do with the paranormal at all. But all of a sudden they'll get something crop up, and then after that you'll see no more paranormal stuff in their videos, and you think to yourself, that's got to be genuine then.
Yeah.
Because he does something. Somebody say like somebody's got like car collection, and they go all over the country looking at cars, and they take one photo and there's a spirit in the car, but they couldn't see it. You know what I mean? It's like, this wasn't there when I was looking. I can believe that. That's credible. But,
There's no need to make things up, though. I just think it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Definitely.
Yeah, there is. Look at me and Dan. When me and Dan are bored and we get nothing, and we've tried everything, we will sit there. I know it doesn't make for good TV. We don't care. We're not on TV. And we will piss about. Hence what happened on, was it a Thursday night? We were mucking around. And from that laughter, when you get laughter and you muck around, stuff usually starts to happen. When it's
fills the empty, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then I have to swear at him because he gets too serious and he scares me.
But you came through that door, didn't you, on Thursday night, wasn't it? Thursday night? Yeah, Thursday night. And there was nobody behind you, and I was sitting on the sofa looking at it. So I was about, 7 or 8 feet away from you. And as you came through the door, it made you jump, didn't it? It made me think, bloody hell. Because right behind you, you heard that.
Yes.
And it was literally like that. And it was like, where that come from? It was right on your heels. I said, that's right behind you. It was like, when it was awful.
I wonder if that was the sound of somebody being, and the last breath.
Well, one of the executioners is meant to, his penance, I don't know if it's his penance or not, but he never leaves that stairwell. He never leaves that gallows.
Mm.
Oh yeah, you see enough of that.
Brilliant. Oh dear. Absolutely fantastic.
That's the spirit talking down to you, if ever there was one. Yeah, I don't think so.
That's because he's Scottish.
No, he's not. He's English.
That was an English spirit talking to him.
He's Scottish. Well, he's
He's
not
a
actually
good
Scottish.
lad, is Ian.
Don't tell him.
Yeah, it is. It's almost like it is, Brad. It's like they're it's like you're not acknowledging them anymore. So they're like, well, hang on, I'm here, you know. They get the ump and you don't acknowledge them or you piss around.
Do you know what? This would make you laugh. During the day, like, because it's a business, there's a bar open, and they had the hatchway. You can see the stairs going up, and they're very old stairs, and they're uneven, and they're worn through. And through the hatchway, you can see the stairs, and there's people the other side of the bar sitting there drinking. And there was these 3 guys sitting there drinking. I come down the stairs. 3 steps from the bottom, I lose my balance and nearly fall down the stairs. It was so funny. I caught myself.
Yeah.
So I didn't fall down the last 3 stairs. These 3 guys at the bar sitting there crying with laughter because they saw everything. Anyway, I've come round the door, round the side, come in, and they're looking at me. They said, "Did you have a nice trip?" I said, "Did you see that?" I said, "Oh, I saved myself well, didn't I?" I'm too busy laughing. So before we even started, it was building up energy with them laughing. And look at that silly cow. Look what she's just done, you know.
It is funny when they it's like Brad says, they like to have fun too. They do. They're only people, aren't they? You know, they see the funny side of things as well.
Yeah, Brad says they like to have fun too. That's true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Absolutely spot on.
No. Well, we do a little bit of Striking Midnight on YouTube, but
we do bits and bobs here and there, don't we?
Yeah, we don't have a show. Do you know what, Brad?
It's got to be done, Brad, and it's got to be done.
Brad, listen to this. I asked Dan and Lois a question. I know the answers, but I'm going to ask them again, just for you, Brad. Dan, when you pass into spirit and you come back and you can do something or haunt someone, who would you haunt and what would you do to them?
All the people I've not liked in my life that are still alive.
Mm. What would you do to them?
I'd pull
and
down
tell the truth.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
I would pull down my trousers and pants, my spirit trousers and pants, and I would have a big spirit shit on their heads. I would cover them in pooey ectoplasm.
And make them eat it.
Oh, just like wait, there's the right, here we go. Choke on that, you bastard. And then once I'd finished that, I would hang around women's changing rooms.
Right, what about you, Lo?
I would just come back to Lois, you know, Scott C. Wilson will come back. Too funny. I must admit, I would haunt a lot of people. I would, you know, just fuck up their day, just totally confuse them. And all the investigators, I would absolutely, especially the ones, you know, that were faking evidence, I would make their life hell. Then they would know what a real haunting is. I'll go round turning off all them.
Do you know what I would do? For paranormal investigators I didn't like that were faking it, like Ian's just said, but other people that I didn't like, I would take a new meaning. You remember the Mackenzie poltergeist used to knock people out and
Edinburgh one, yeah. Kirkyard, yeah.
So, right, these people going into place and investigate. You think you're an investigator, get a load of it. Calling it poltergeist activity. I'll give you poltergeist activity. Woof! And I'd leave them with bruise marks on their faces and knock them to the ground.
Oh,
Seriously, I would hurt them. And I'd throw things around the room deliberately at them, not small little stones. They'd get a plank of wood with a nail in it or, you know.
Oh, drag them. You could drag them to the top of the and chuck them down the whole lot.
Yeah, I'd really do. I'd be nasty. Like, people say, oh, something just touched my hair. Never mind about touching your hair. I'd get my hand wrapped round it and I'd pull him like, come on. I'd do that to Zach Bagans. That's what I'd do to him.
It's all right. I'm laughing at Brian. Ian. Ginger Ninja would be off to
Off to
America.
America.
Yeah.
Right, I would be. Was the goat at my old work. I must admit, though.
Yes.
I would,
You would call me demon.
that's
You're
fine.
probably right, Eric. There's probably more truth in that.
I would definitely hunt Mr. Barrow and pull him out of bed and say, "That's what you get for slagging my good friend Zaggin Baggins.
Would you get your nails and scratch something into his skin, like the word "You are English"?
I would
What
just.
would you do if you? Who would you like? You know, like you of these celebrities now. Who would you go? The first one you go to see once you passed over?
That have passed away.
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury.
About you, Lo?
Freddie Mercury.
Mine would be Sean Locke. Definitely Sean Locke.
Brilliant, Sean Locke.
What about you?
Oh, Marilyn Monroe. She's had to get a restraining order out on me.
The ghostly one.
I'll be hanging. I'll be in windows like that, and you know, she'd open her wardrobe, and I'll be all right.
So Brad's right, says a scratch into his skin, not a demon. If you can come back as a ghost and scratch something on somebody's skin, who would you pick and what would you scratch in? What message would you give him?
What a wanker.
To who? To Dan?
No, it wouldn't be Dan. I would be a few of them, I would leave.
Joanne would put "I'm back."
Oh, that's good.
That's a good one.
Ian
would I
said that
find?
it'd be my worst nightmare.
Bro would put "I live."
I would find anybody out there I didn't like in life, any bloke, and I would scratch on their back. When you're asleep, I'm going to bum you.
It would be Zach and his scratch. Put your fucking shirt.
Shut up. That's a good. Now that is good thinking. That was Brad. Who you here?
I don't know. I just do rude words on people like "f off" or "cunt" or things like that. I would scratch them. Do you know what the best one would be? If I could scratch the "cunt" on somebody's forehead. That was one.
I'll tell you what, you could scratch on them as well.
Oh,
You can
lovely.
scratch on them. Make the most of life. You'll be dead on Tuesday.
Yeah. That could be your EVP, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Is there anybody? Yeah.
Somebody
must
said to me, "Is there anything you don't want to hear on an EVP?" I said, "Yeah, we'll see you next week."
I must admit, I would shave their eyebrows off. I would just be like a total in their
Missing
hair.
eyebrows.
I would have like one of the hair, like go right down the middle. Ugh.
Oh God, that is funny. Or
Oh,
Bryce
you could do
says
so much. I can hear everything you say. I see you.
ghost tattoos.
Oh, that would terrify the lot. Wouldn't that terrify a bit, wouldn't it?
It would definitely.
Oh, one less suggestion that I would do, right? And it would be Mr. Varro. I would tattoo on him "I love Zach" right across the forehead and make sure it's.
Yeah.
I'm probably getting a load of this tonight at the screen. I can feel it.
We don't care. We don't care. We're being naughty because we're talking about fakers, so we were naughty to start with, but we are going to carry on that subject properly next week. Again, we'll pick it up again next week. So tonight we're just going to just the last half an hour, some light-hearted fun, just to lift everybody's moods again. Ooh.
Or he lies, he's only got a wee.
You'd have to scratch it where people could see it. So it comes up, it goes red, doesn't it, first, and it gets really
Yes,
deep.
yes.
I'd be naughty though, I'd draw blood, I really would. Let it stay on there for a few weeks.
I like Brad's.
What's Brett? I would hold something of my daughters and chase all the men away.
That would be you, Dan.
that is, you've got fathers have got to do that, Brad. With girls, they've definitely got to do that. I agree.
So, shall we wrap this up? I mean, if you want to message us, you can. You can either do it through the Things Network page, or you can come over to the Simply Spooky Network and message us there. If you want us to bring anything up subject-wise next week, you can have a think, join us in the chat, or you can message us beforehand if you want to keep it anonymous. We can do that as well for you. Don't think that you can't be a part of the show, because we do this for you. I mean, we laugh and we joke and we have fun. But we know that we sometimes brush on some very serious subjects. So if there's anything you want to say, feel free. You can say whatever you like. You can do it in the safety of being anonymous. Anonymous? I can't say that word. Anonymous, if you want to. Or you can message us personally. You can message Lois through Facebook, Dan, or myself, and we'll always bring it up and we'll discuss it as well on your behalf. We won't mention your names. So, with that being said, I'm going to say good night now.
Au revoir.
Dan,
Good night now.
Dan, Lo, you want to
Good night.
end?
Everybody, thanks ever so much for tuning in this evening.
Yeah.
And like Viv says, we will see you at the same time, same place next Tuesday.
Next topic, paranormal abusers in the duct.
That'll be about you, Lo.
Why don't we have next subject? Ginger people. Ginger people. Do they have a soul?
And do they smell of biscuits?
Well,
And you, Brad, take it easy. Take it easy, Bobby.
bye,
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you
Bye,
next
Rita.
week.
Take it easy, Rita. See you guys
Bye.
soon.